Good day, everyone. We are the Group 5 Baby Shark. So, our topic for today is when technology and humanity cross. So, first, we have two topics. The first one is the right to benefit from advances in science and technology. Second one is threats to human rights from science and technology. So, yung dalawang topic na yan ay matatalakay natin mamaya at ma-explain nila kung ano yung mga ibig sabihin nila at kung ano nga ba ito. So, unang-una sa lahat, syempre, kailangan natin ng introduction. So, sa introduction na yan, sabi dyan ay, ang Universal Declaration of Human Rights or sa acronym ay UDHR ay batayan lalo ng Artikulo 27 na kumikilala sa karapatan ng makilahok sa kaunlaran ng agham at ang mga benepisyo nito. Ayon kay Leah Levin, mula sa kanyang aklat na Human Rights Questions and Answers, ang mga tao ay pinanganak na pantay-pantay sa dangal at karapatan. Ang mga ito ay mga moral na pahayag na hindi maaaring alisan at likas sa lahat ng tao sa pamamagitan ng kanilang kahalagan lamang bilang tao. Ang mga pahayag na ito ay pinapahayag at pinag-uugnay sa kung ano-ano ang tinatawag na nating karapatang pantao at naging legal na mga karapatan na itinatag ayon sa mga proseso ng batas sa mga lipunan sa loob at labas ng bansa. So, Introduction 1.1 ay si Mark Justin Garcia ang re-report nito.
So, human rights. So, human rights are basic entitlements for everyone. So, regardless of differences like race, gender, nationality, or religion. So, they can't be taken away and are vital for fairness and justice. So, this report explains human rights clearly with key ideas and examples. So, ito yung mga key principles of human rights. So, number one is universality. So, it means human rights are for everyone and no exceptions. So, number two is inalienability. So, it means they can't be given up or taken away. So, number three is indivisibility. So, it means all rights are connected. So, ignoring one affects others. So number four is equality and non-discrimination. So it means everyone should be treated the same without bias. So the last one is accountability and justice. So governments and groups must protect rights and punish those who don't. So examples of human rights. So number one is right to life and freedom. So example, in a fair society, people are safe from harm or unfair arrest by the government. So laws protect against unjust killings and arrests. So number two is freedom from slavery and torture. So example, the world rejects practices like forced labor or intentional harm. So laws and groups work to stop this and help victims. So, three is freedom of opinion and speech. So, example, people can freely express their thoughts without punishment. So, journalists, activists, and other can speak out through various channels. So, the last one is right to work and education. So, examples, everyone should have access to jobs and education. So, government create policies to support employment and education opportunities. So, in overall, human rights are vital for a fair society where everyone can thrive. So, protecting them requires teamwork from governments, communities, and the world. So, respecting human rights creates environments where everyone can succeed and support one another.
So next is the right to benefit from advances in science and technology. The right to benefit from advances in science, technology, and tech is a fundamental aspect of human rights, recognized by organizations like UNESCO. It encompasses the access to technical and cultural achievements of civilization, ensuring that everyone can enjoy the fruits of scientific and progress and its applications. This right also extends to protecting moral and material interests arising from scientific, literary, and artistic creations. Next slide. Moreover, this right isn't just about individual enjoyment but also about societal and international cooperation. It involves sharing and benefits of scientific research and technological developments with society as a whole and across nations. Particularly, prioritizing equitable access for developing countries, this emphasizes the ethical imperative of using scientific knowledge for the betterment of humanity and fostering global collaboration for the advancement of future generations. Next slide. Ang pangangalaga sa karapatang pantao sa harap ng pag-unlad ng agham at teknolohiya ay mahalagang usapin sa landas tungo sa eudaimonia o masaganang buhay. Ang pagsasagawa ng karapatang tanggapin at tanggihan, i-minimize o i-maximize, suriin at magpasya sa saklaw ng tungkulin ng agham at teknolohiya. Ang pangangalaga sa kalagayan at pagpapahalaga sa dignidad ng tao ay dapat nasa sentro ng patuloy na progreso at pag-unlad. Ito ang pangunahing layunin ng isang pamamaraang batay sa karapatang pantao sa agham at teknolohiya at pag-unlad. For example, ang pag-aaral na ito ay nag-uukol sa mga usaping kaugnay ng karapatang pantao sa harap ng mga pagbabagong dulot ng sensya at teknolohiya. Ipinapakita nito kung paano dapat pangalagaan ang karapatan ng bawat isa sa harap ng mga makabagong kaalaman at teknolohiya. Next reporter.
Ang human rights-based approach sa agham, teknolohiya at pag-unlad ay naglalayong ilagay ang pag-aalala sa karapatang pantao sa gitna ng paraan ng pagkikilahok ng pandaigdigang komunidad sa mga hamong global. Ito ay naging bahagi ng leksikon ng UN noong 1997 sa pananawagan ni Kofi Annan na ang mga karapatang pantao ay maisama sa mga mandato, pamamahala at metodolohiya ng UN para sa pag-unlad at pandaigdigang kooperasyon. Ang human rights-based approach ay naglalayong magdala ng mas mahusay at mas pangmatagalang mga resulta sa pamamagitan ng pagsusuri at pag-address sa mga pagkakapantay-pantay, diskriminasyon, at hindi makatarungang relasyon ng kapangyarihan na kadalasang nasa sentro ng mga suliranin sa pag-unlad. Itinatampok nito ang mga karapatang pantao ng mga tao at ang mga kaakibat na obligasyon ng Estado. Sa gitna ng pambansang diskurso sa pag-unlad at itinatampok ang layunin ng pag-uunlad ng kakayahan. Ang ganitong pamamaraan ay nangangailangan na ang mga siyentipiko ay hindi lamang limitado sa pag-unawa kung paano nag-uugnay ang kanilang trabaho sa karapatang pantao, kundi inaasahan ding itaguyod at itatag ang mga karapatang pantao sa pamamagitan ng kanilang nililikhang kaalaman. Halimbawa, ang isang right-based approach sa pag-aaral ng mga virus sa potensyal na paglikha ng isang ethical na balangkas na nag-uudyok sa pananaliksik habang nag-i-evolve, hindi lamang magtutulak sa mga hangganan ng medisina at maghahanap ng mga benepisyo sa medisina, kundi aktibong magbabantay laban sa potensyal na paglikha ng mga bagong biological na sandata. Bukod dito, kinikilala ng human rights-based approach na ang agham ay isang lipunan na gawaing may halaga at binubuo ng mga struktura ng organisasyon at mga procedure. Ipinagtatanong din nito kung paano maaaring lumikha at patupad ng pamahalaan o estado at iba pang mga stakeholder ang mga patakaran upang siguruhin kaligtasan, kalusugan at kabuhayan, at upang isama ang mga pangangailangan at prayoridad ng mga tao sa pagunlad at pangangalaga sa kapaligiran. Next reporter.
So narito na yung mga documents for the human rights-based approach to science, technology, and development. So ang una natin ay ang Universal Declaration of Human Rights, o UDHR, Article 27. Ang key principle nito ay ang everyone has the right to freely to participate in the cultural life of the community, to enjoy the arts, and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito, lahat ng tao ay may karapatan na makilahok sa iba't ibang pang-kultural na gawain sa isang komunidad. Pababae, lalaki, bata, matanda, mga katutubo, at kung taga saan ka man, ay may karapatan kang at may kalayaan kang makilahok at ma-enjoy ang ating scientific advancement, like ang ating mga technologies at mga arts and sciences, upang lalong mapaunlad ang ating mga sarili, hindi lang at ang ating kapwa. Pangalawa, ang UNESCO Recommendation on the Status of Scientific Researchers, 1974. This document pertains to the advancement in scientific and technological knowledge, should solely be geared towards the welfare of the global citizens, a call upon members states to develop necessary protocol and policies to monitor and secure this objective. Countries are asked to show that science and technology are integrated into policies that aim to ensure a more humane and just society. Gaya nga ng sinabi kanina, ang government at ang involvement ng citizen at ng science and technology ay magkakatugma. Sila ay konektado sa isa't isa. Dapat ang gobyerno, through science technology, kailangan niyang mapaunlad ang kanyang mga kababayan at ang mga taong nakatira sa isang bansa. Kailangan ang science and technology ay maging daan upang maging mas maunlad at mas madali ang pamumuhay ng mga tao nito, sa pamamagitan ng pagkakaroon ng mga batas at polisiya na makakatulong sa bawat pamumuhay. Next slide. Ang pangatlo ay ang UNESCO Declaration on the Use of Scientific Knowledge. Governments, in cooperation with universities and higher education institutions, and with the help of relevant United Nations organizations, should extend and improve education, training, and facilities for human resources development in environment-related sciences, utilizing also traditional and local knowledge. Special efforts in this respect are required in developing countries with the cooperation of the international community. Dito naman, pinapabayaan natin ang ating gobyerno na mapaunlad ang ating science and technology sa pamamagitan ng pagbabahagi ng mga ito sa ating mga paaralan ng universidad upang sa gayon ay matutunan ng bawat estudyante at mag-aaral ang kahalagahan ng science and technology at mapabuti ang antas ng edukasyon ng bawat tao at matutunan rin nila yung mga traditional at lokal na kaalaman tungo sa human rights approach. Dito rin ay binabahagi ang kailangan gawin ng bawat mamamayan upang ma-develop ang isang bansa sa katulungan ng ibang bansa upang mas lalong mapaunlad ang bansa, ang pamumuhay ng mga nakatira dito at mismo ang mga teknolohiya na nakapaloob sa bawat bansa. Next slide.
It's true that there is a relationship between sciences, technology, and human rights. Throughout history, certain values have been combined since the 18th century, or the age of enlightenment. The principles of freedom and equality are laid out in the earlier declarations of human rights. Furthermore, there is a clear recognition of the right to access science and international human rights law that acknowledges the importance of practicing and behaving in science, protecting the rights of scientists, the right to information and action, freedom of speech and association, education and work, and most importantly, health. In short, it is important that science and technology adhere to the moral and ethical duty to protect and promote human rights. Next. So, in topic 1, we tackled 25% of the overall lesson. In topic 1.1, 50%. The third topic, we tackled about 75%. And lastly, 100% for the last part. Next, we move on to the questions. Number 1, do you support the continuous technology advancements and why? Yes, I believe continuous technological advancement has the potential to drive positive change and innovation in many areas such as healthcare, education, sustainability, and communication. However, it's essential to ensure that this advancement is conducted responsibly, considering ethical implications, privacy concerns, and societal impacts. Balancing progress with thoughtful consideration of potential consequences is crucial for harnessing the benefits of technology while mitigating risk. And number 2, why does humanity continuously urge for something advanced? Explain your theory. So why, di ba? It's because of curiosity and exploration that we have as a humans. Humans are inherently curious beings. We are driven to understand the world around us and push boundaries to discover new things. This curiosity fuels a desire for advancements in science, technology, and other fields. Also, humans wants to improve our quality of life, di ba? Para mas mapadali yung buhay natin. Siyempre, mag-decide natin maging advance to have a better life. Whether it's better healthcare, more efficient transportation, or enhanced communication tools, humans seek advancement to make life easier, healthier, and more enjoyable. Next. That's all for our lessons for today. Thank you for listening. Bye bye. Good night.